With so many releases every year, it's easy to overlook incredible games that deserve more attention. While some titles dominate the market, others offer unique experiences without the same recognition. Whether through innovative mechanics, captivating stories, or stunning visuals, these games deliver much more than expected. If you're looking for something new to play, these games are for you. I'm Jax, and if you're new here, welcome to the Play Hunters channel, where I bring daily content to ensure you don't miss anything from the gaming world. If you can subscribe to help me grow, I'd really appreciate it. From one gamer to another. Starting our list, we have State of Mind, which offers a dense and philosophical view of a dystopian future. Set in 2048, the game follows fragmented characters in a world dominated by technology and the search for digital immortality. Between decaying Berlin and a futuristic utopia, the story explores identity, consciousness, and the impact of technology on humanity. The atmosphere is reinforced by a stylized visual design and a memorable soundtrack. Each setting reflects the duality between the real and the virtual. The gameplay follows the point-and-click tradition, focusing on exploration and puzzle solving. There's no combat or frantic action, just narrative progression focused on investigation and interaction with the environment. The player must gather clues, reconstruct memories, and make choices that influence the unfolding of the story. Small mini-games add variety to the rhythm of the journey. The way the mysteries unfold keeps tension and curiosity present at all times. The highlight of the game lies in the world building and the impact of the themes explored. The characters face existential dilemmas while trying to understand their own humanity. Exploring this universe and its philosophical questions is engaging. For those seeking an immersive and reflective story, this title is an excellent choice. Next, we have Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. The plot follows a group seeking answers about the use of an energy essential to the survival of civilization, but also fueling those who wish to manipulate everything to their advantage. The journey takes them from cities ruled by rigid hierarchies to untamed territories where normal rules no longer apply. The combat system maintains real-time action, allowing fluid attack sequences, special abilities, and strategic combinations. Each team member has a unique fighting style, which directly influences the approach in battle. The relationships among team members develop naturally, with moments of tension and loyalty tested throughout the journey. The challenges come not only from enemies encountered along the way, but also from differing viewpoints within the group. Decisions made throughout the story influence the bonds formed and the direction the plot takes. The world evolves as events unfold, bringing twists that keep the narrative engaging from beginning to end. In third place, we have Outward with its challenging journey in an open world with no guides or conveniences. Survival is the focus, requiring planning to face hostile terrains and lethal creatures. Exploring dense forests, barren deserts, and snowy mountains without fast travel makes each expedition a strategic decision. Managing hunger, thirst, and rest is essential to avoid weakness and ensure progress. The world reacts to the choices made, making every adventure unique. Combat requires patience and precision, with a stamina system limiting impulsive actions. Strategies like traps and runic magic are essential for dealing with stronger enemies. Gradual learning of new skills turns every battle into a test of endurance and intelligence. Mastering spells and combining runes adds depth to combat, making it less punishing. Character evolution directly influences the approach to challenges. The journey can be solitary or cooperative, allowing exploration of the world alongside another player. Cooperation balances challenges, allowing task division and more versatile approaches. Cities offer shelter, quests, and opportunities to improve equipment and skills. Each expedition presents chances to find hidden treasures and uncover ancient secrets. For those seeking an immersive and strategic RPG, Outward offers a memorable adventure. In fourth place, we have The Occupation, a real-time investigative game that places you at the heart of a political conspiracy. Set in 1987, the plot revolves around an attack and its consequences, leading to extreme government measures. You take on the role of a journalist uncovering the truth, exploring documents, breaching restricted areas, and collecting evidence. Every interview and decision is influenced by time, requiring careful planning and attention to detail. Small discoveries can change the course of the story and reveal hidden secrets. The gameplay combines exploration and stealth, allowing you to hack systems, interact with objects, and manipulate events to your advantage. Progression is dynamic, offering multiple paths and different outcomes. Time progresses independently of your actions, making each decision even more tense. Interviews are key moments where the information collected determines the course of the narrative. The freedom to act without direct instructions makes each investigation unique. Despite some occasional technical issues, immersion and tension building are the game's major highlights. The need to manage time and connect clues keeps suspense constant. The game rewards those who explore every detail of the environment, with a well-crafted narrative and an unconventional approach to the investigative genre. In 5th place, we have Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, offering a different take on the famous explorer. Instead of a solo journey, the game focuses on cooperative gameplay, full of challenges and action. The story serves as a backdrop for adventures full of traps and intense combat. The visuals impress with detailed environments and a verticality that encourages exploration. The variety of enemies and challenges keeps the pace dynamic. Combat follows a dual-stick shooter style, combining agility and strategy. In addition to a variety of weapons, characters have unique abilities that must be used together to solve puzzles. Exploration is rewarded with artifacts and relics that boost character stats. The stages feature optional challenges that offer extra rewards, encouraging replayability. Friendly competition for points adds an arcade touch to the game. Even without a partner, the solo campaign remains engaging with puzzles adjusted for one player. The combination of action, exploration, and strategic challenges makes this one of the most memorable titles in the series. It's a reinvention that adds new elements without losing the classic essence. In 6th place, Raji, an ancient epic, offers a journey inspired by Hindu and Balinese mythology, showcasing majestic landscapes and stylized combat. The protagonist, a young circus performer, embarks on a mission to rescue her brother while getting caught in a war between gods and demons. The story is told through beautiful murals and shadow puppets, reinforcing the game's cultural identity. Battles blend quick attacks and elemental magic, requiring constant movement to avoid being cornered. The environment becomes a crucial part of combat, allowing acrobatics such as wall jumps for devastating aerial attacks. Each new area offers opportunities to try new approaches, making the confrontations dynamic. The combination of fluid combat and verticality in the settings keeps the action intense. Exploration invites players to scale ruins, run along walls, and leap between ancient structures, creating a sense of freedom. Locations like mountain temples and palaces over lotus lakes make each new area memorable. Small puzzles appear along the way, but never disrupt the flow of the journey. Despite being a relatively short adventure, its visual and narrative richness makes it a remarkable experience. In 7th place, Vikings Wolves of Midgard throws you into brutal battles and relentless challenges in a world ravaged by cold and ancient creatures. Amid bloody fights and the search for survivors, rebuilding a village offers shelter and upgrades. Combat requires strategy, combining different weapon styles and skills that evolve as you progress. Besides the fierce enemies, the extreme temperature becomes a constant threat, demanding pauses near heat sources. Every successful battle strengthens the warrior against seemingly endless forces. The rune system adds layers to the combat, allowing upgrades for weapons and armor to face growing challenges. Weapon choices affect not only damage, but also speed and available abilities. Fast swords ensure agility, while heavy weapons increase the impact of strikes. Facing more powerful enemies requires mastering these variations, combining attacks and defenses at the right moment. Rebuilding the village unlocks essential resources, preparing the warrior for even more demanding encounters. The fusion of intense action and RPG elements recalls genre classics, keeping each battle engaging. The variety of enemies, weapons, and settings ensures the journey is always interesting, with no room for monotony. In 8th place, Late follows a calm and uneventful routine, focusing on the simple life in a small American town. Upon returning to her hometown, a programmer temporarily takes over the mail delivery job, reconnecting with old acquaintances. Between casual conversations and timely deliveries, the game stays away from any intense drama. The slow pace invites contemplation, allowing each interaction to contribute to a more personal portrayal of the protagonist. Everyday life becomes the real star, enhancing the serene atmosphere. The art direction highlights the stunning landscapes around the lake, with subtle changes in weather that enrich the visual beauty. Small details, like songs playing on the van's radio, help create a nostalgic and cozy setting. The town is populated by a small group of characters, all with distinct personalities and subtle stories. Interactions are light, exploring past relationships and potential new bonds. The setting and dialogue reinforce the contrast between urban life and the quiet of the countryside. The simple mechanics place the narrative at the forefront, with no strict challenges or consequences. The freedom to explore the environment at your own pace adds to the charm, encouraging immersion in the peaceful routine. Despite some technical limitations and minor bugs, the experience remains relaxing and engaging. The protagonist's choices influence small outcomes, but there are no major dilemmas or surprises. It all boils down to enjoying the moment and deciding which path to take. In 9th place, Astroneer is a space sandbox that prioritizes exploration and creativity. Set in a future where humanity ventures across the universe, the game lets you colonize planets and transform the environment around you. Resource gathering is essential for expanding your base and creating new technologies. The oxygen system adds a challenge to exploration, encouraging the creation of supply networks. Each discovery opens new possibilities to delve deeper into the unknown. Base and vehicle construction expands the player's freedom, allowing for more efficient planet exploration. The game keeps a calm pace, without combat or constant threats, focusing on the experience of discovery. Progression happens organically as new technologies make it easier to gather materials and expand to other planets. The colorful design and relaxing atmosphere make each exploration visually pleasing. The game strikes a good balance between creative freedom and the need for planning. The cool thing is that each player can set their own pace and objectives in this vast universe. In 10th place, Blacktail is an action-adventure first-person game that delves into European folklore. In a world where magic and monsters are real, the protagonist seeks answers about the disappearance of her sister and childhood friends. The setting combines glowing, otherworldly forests with bizarre creatures, making exploration always unpredictable. The story unfolds between myths and riddles, creating an intriguing universe. Combat revolves around special bows and arrows, along with traps and spells to face mystical threats. The environment becomes a strategic ally, allowing players to use structures to surprise enemies or avoid direct confrontations. The survival mechanic requires resource management, from medicinal herbs to magical components. Each new location holds a surprise, whether it's a mysterious swamp or a hidden temple. The vibrant and surreal aesthetic reinforces the fantastical tone of the adventure, with visuals resembling illustrations from ancient tales. The design of areas balances dark and beautiful elements, making exploration visually striking. The result is an experience that blends combat, exploration, and narrative in a unique way. The combination of Slavic folklore and a distinct artistic style makes the game stand out in its genre. In 11th place, The Council is a narrative-driven game that blends investigation and RPG elements. Set at the end of the 18th century on an island full of influential historical figures, conspiracies and secrets shape every dialogue. You seek answers about your mother's disappearance while becoming entangled in power games among world leaders. Decisions impact the story in real ways, leading to different paths and events that can drastically change the course of the plot. The skill system offers an innovative approach to the genre, allowing the player to develop specific abilities to persuade, manipulate, or uncover secrets. Investigation is not limited to dialogue, but requires observation and interpretation to exploit characters' weaknesses. Strategic use of items can influence debates and avoid irreversible failures. Instead of combat, confrontations are resolved through intelligence and verbal strategy. The multiple possibilities encourage replayability, making each choice significant to the outcome of the story. The game uses an expressive art style, although it has some technical limitations. The voice acting varies in quality, but does not detract from the story's immersion. The influence of historical facts adds depth to the narrative, making the dialogues even more intriguing. At the end of each chapter, players discover what opportunities they missed, encouraging new approaches. The attempt to revolutionize narrative-driven adventures works well, offering more freedom and impact to decisions. In 12th place, Enslaved Odyssey to the West transports you to a vibrant, post-apocalyptic world full of challenges. A lone wanderer finds himself bound to a young woman who forces him to help her on her journey. Together, they traverse lush landscapes and face mechanical threats in a fight for survival. The story stands out due to its character development and the bond that forms between the two protagonists. Each environment reveals clues about the past, making exploration fascinating. The gameplay combines agile combat, platforming, and strategic moments, encouraging adaptation to various situations. Fights require rhythm and positioning, while climbing sections enhance the sense of immersion. The design of enemies and occasional challenges ensures variety throughout the campaign. Each element of the game contributes to a dynamic flow, with no dragged-out moments. Progression maintains a balance between narrative and action, without overcomplicating things. The visuals emphasize a contrast between ruins and lush vegetation, creating a unique atmosphere. The soundtrack complements the tone of the adventure, intensifying key moments. The script delivers well-written dialogues and emotional moments, without relying on big plot twists. The characters' facial expressions help convey emotions naturally, an engaging journey from start to finish, offering a unique take on the genre. In 13th place, Someday You'll Return takes place in a dense forest full of mysteries, where a father walks forgotten paths in search of his daughter. The natural environment becomes a character itself, with maps and signs serving as guides for exploration. The plot unfolds through notes, dialogues, and discoveries that reveal buried secrets from the past. Each new fragment of information deepens the connection with the journey and raises new questions. Tension grows as supernatural elements appear along the way. The gameplay encourages observation and interaction with the environment, presenting challenges that require attention to detail. The puzzles range from deciphering codes to finding objects and combining elements to progress. It is also possible to craft potions from herbs collected, expanding progression possibilities. Small rituals and crafting mechanics further immerse players in the journey. The game balances exploration and narrative, leading to intense moments and unexpected revelations. The setting combines beautiful natural landscapes with unsettling atmospheres, creating a contrast that enriches the experience. The use of light and sound amplifies the feeling of being lost in an unknown territory. The forest hides memories and enigmatic figures that challenge the perception of reality. Progression reveals layers of the story, leading to multiple interpretations of the events. A game that captivates with its narrative construction and world full of intricate details. Next, we have The Long Dark, a game where the fight for survival is constant. Lost in the relentless cold of Canada, every decision could determine your fate in the frozen and isolated environment. The game balances exploration with challenging survival mechanics, requiring careful resource management. The sense of solitude is reinforced by the minimalist art style and the absence of conventional threats. The real enemy is not a supernatural creature, but nature itself. The core mechanic revolves around finding shelter, food, and warmth, creating an intense and immersive experience. Each new discovery could bring temporary relief or a new danger, making every walk tense and unpredictable. Progression doesn't rely on conventional upgrades, but on the constant learning of how to adapt to the environment. The day-night cycle adds a strategic layer, forcing careful planning with each move. With every dawn, the challenge renews and survival becomes even harder. The story mode adds a narrative context to the journey, expanding the game's universe. While pure survival demands resilience and planning, the campaign introduces characters and events that deepen immersion. The quiet atmosphere and contemplative moments enhance the feeling of isolation. Every small victory, such as finding shelter before a snowstorm, brings a unique sense of satisfaction, a game that turns the battle against nature into an unforgettable challenge. In 15th place, Chants of Sennaar transforms language into a fascinating puzzle. Inspired by the Tower of Babel legend, the game puts you in the shoes of a traveler who needs to decipher different languages to advance. Each people has its own culture and way of communicating, requiring observation and logic to interpret symbols and meanings. The learning mechanic is gradual, rewarding curiosity and encouraging experimentation. Gradually, whole phrases begin to make sense, creating an engaging cycle of discovery. The isometric aesthetic and vibrant settings bring the tower to life, reinforcing immersion in the journey. Interactions with the inhabitants are not just functional, but also reveal the richness of each civilization. Music, art, and everyday expressions make the world dynamic, showing that communication goes beyond words. The game maintains a balanced pace, alternating linguistic challenges with moments of exploration and reflection. Each new term understood is not only a clue, but also a step closer to connecting with that universe. Despite its focus on language, the game also introduces stealth challenges that require patience and precision. Some of these sections may interrupt the flow of the narrative, but do not detract from the experience. The presence of fast travel points minimizes repetition, making progression smoother. The game offers more than just puzzles, it provokes thought about culture, understanding, and empathy. Decoding words becomes a symbol of the search for understanding between different peoples. In 16th place, Absolver is a fighting game focused on customization and continuous learning. Each fight is an opportunity for evolution, allowing players to absorb new techniques and create a unique fighting style. The movement deck system gives you complete control over attack sequences, making gameplay strategic. Precision in attacks and defenses is essential to mastering intense battles. With different schools of combat, the game encourages experimentation and adaptation. The setting is marked by imposing ruins and vast landscapes, creating a melancholic and mysterious tone. The open world, though compact, is rich in detail and invites exploration. Combat is technical, requiring quick reflexes and strategic decision-making. Multiplayer encourages intense duels, promoting constant learning among players. Communication is limited to gestures, enhancing the enigmatic and immersive atmosphere. Temporary weapons add another layer of depth to battles, requiring strategy to use them efficiently. Every blow exchanged can change the course of the fight, making combat always dynamic. The progression based on observation and absorption of enemy moves keeps the experience engaging. Despite its silent world and ambiguous story, the gameplay stands on its own. Absolver delivers a rewarding technical challenge for those who enjoy intense combat. Next, we have Maneater, where you control a hungry shark exploring a vibrant, open world full of secrets. The progression allows you to evolve from a helpless pup to a relentless predator, gaining special abilities along the way. Combat against other sea creatures and human hunters brings exciting challenges and moments of pure adrenaline. The narrator's biting humor adds to the experience, making each moment even more fun. The sense of evolution is constant, with upgrades that increase strength, speed, and endurance, allowing for different playstyles. Cinematic leaps and devastating attacks turn battles into visual spectacles. The freedom to swim through various biomes guarantees an unpredictable journey full of discoveries. The exaggerated design and frenetic action make every encounter a spectacle. Each region presents new challenges and creatures, encouraging exploration and mastery of the environment. Interaction with the ecosystem and chaotic destruction create memorable moments. The balance between action and exploration keeps the pace dynamic and engaging. For those seeking a carefree, chaotic game, devouring everything in your path has never been more fun. In 18th place, The Rewinder presents a world inspired by Chinese mythology, with an aesthetic reminiscent of hand-painted scrolls. The story unfolds in a village affected by spiritual forces, where the past must be altered to restore balance. Each environment conveys a sense of depth, with visual details enriching the setting. The pixelated art style stands out, capturing the essence of the culture depicted. The central mechanic involves time manipulation, allowing players to alter events and influence the fate of characters. The challenges are logic-based, requiring observation and reasoning to advance. Interaction with the environment reveals details that naturally complement the story. The pacing of progression keeps the player immersed, with constant discoveries along the way. The puzzles range from classic challenges to situations requiring creative solutions. The balance between exploration and decision-making makes each moment meaningful. The setting creates a sense of mystery and contemplation, enhancing the emotional impact of the journey. The whole experience stands out for its originality, offering an engaging and memorable adventure. In 19th place, Ashen places you in a stunning open world where each setting reinforces the duality between light and darkness. Combat requires patience and strategy, with calculated strikes and careful stamina management. The presence of a companion, either NPC or another player, changes the dynamics of battles. The evolution of the village reflects the impact of your progress, making each advancement more significant. The world blends vast environments and dark dungeons, creating contrasts that enhance immersion. Enemies vary greatly, forcing you to adapt your approach in every encounter. Bosses require observation and strategy, making each victory satisfying. The story is subtly told, integrated into the environment and characters. Progression remains engaging with village improvements and new customization options. If you want a greater challenge, there are modes that remove the companion's help and increase difficulty. The game respects the Dark Souls legacy, but has its own personality. Every victory brings a sense of accomplishment, reinforcing the weight of the journey. Next, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown returns to the essence of the franchise and adapts it into a Metroidvania style. Movement is fluid, and combat focuses on speed and precision, making every fight engaging. Exploration is rewarding, with varied settings and well-implemented mechanics. The map is full of secrets and challenges that test your abilities. The battles are dynamic and full of possibilities, combining fast strikes, dodges, and cinematic parries. Every enemy requires strategy, and the bosses raise the difficulty with abilities similar to your own. The vibrant aesthetic and combat style add a distinctive identity to the game. The narrative mixes Persian mythology with time twists, creating an intriguing world. Some points of the story might seem vague, but the setting and characters hold the plot together. The Lost Crown establishes itself as one of the franchise's great titles, combining nostalgia with innovation. And tell me, which of these games have you had the chance to play? Did any of them spark your curiosity, and would you add them to your list of upcoming games? If you can, subscribe to the channel to help me grow and never again be in doubt about what to play. I'm leaving 2 videos in the card, one that I selected for you and another one that YouTube chose. Just click on either to watch. A big hug, enjoy the game, and see you tomorrow.